Well, hey folks, Ned Ledoux here, and welcome back to Garage Sessions Volume 2, episode number 11. And on this episode, I'm going to show you two albums and play one song, but try to tell you some more stories as well. So the next album up was from 1978, Cowboys Ain't Easy to Love. Yeah, that's Mom back there. Yeah, and Dad still has, we still got that guitar, I believe, hanging at the house. So Dad's wearing this red shirt, so I pulled out one of my red shirts. But what this red shirt reminds me of is my granddad Rhodes, who would be my mom's dad, Bud Rhodes. And so I kind of call this the Bud Rhodes shirt, because it seems like he wore a red snap shirt all the time. I mean, I close my eyes and I can see him. He's standing there in his ball cap and a red snap shirt and Levi's and cowboy boots. And yeah, my granddad Rhodes was a pretty neat guy. World War II, mechanic, rancher. A lot of things, and I learned a lot of things from him. So here we go. Cowboys Ain't Easy to Love, 1978. And then same year, we talked about this before, occasionally in one year Dad would put out two albums. So 1978, Paint Me Back to Wyoming, Paint Me Back Home in Wyoming. And that dog, I think I told you this story from the last session, but that dog's name was Jake. I don't remember him being off the chain very much. I can't remember the horse's name though. 78. Yeah, I don't remember that. Paint Me Back Home in Wyoming. And so go through the list of songs real quick on Cowboys Ain't Easy to Love. That's the starting track. And then Silence on the Line. And I think I did that one last time. I'm trying not to repeat myself. Weekend Country Cowboy, Bars Shouldn't Have Mirrors, Round and Round She Goes. Tennessee Stud, Hoka Hela Coates, The Blizzard, Chisholm, The Old Timer, Raised by the Railroad Line, Let That Leather Crack. And Dad wrote two of these songs, Hoka Hela Coates and The Old Timer. And then on Paint Me Back Home in Wyoming, that's the starting track. Then Ain't Had Time to Go Home, Cowboy Camp Blues, Lean, Mean, and Hungry. I might have done that one last time. $6 a Day, which I recorded on my last album, $6 a Day, off the Safe Haven album. It was kind of like our sound check song. So when we're out there, checking the kick drum and the hi-hat and the bass and the guitar and the pedal steel, and then it comes to my turn, I strum the guitar and then I'll do my vocal. And I just found it boring to just go, hey, check 1 2, check 1 2, hey 1 2, can you hear me now? So instead of doing that over and over again, I just said, I'm just gonna play a song. Makes it a little funner and a little more interesting. Probably get a better mix that way. Then side 2, Getting By a Quarter at a Time, Night Rider's Lament, great cowboy song. Hippies in Calgary, Pilgrim's Progress, and I'm Coming Home, Mom Waltz. And on this album, Dad wrote 3 of them, Cowboy Camp Blues, Lean, Mean, and Hungry, and I'll tell you the one I'm going to do here in a minute. So both of these albums came out in 1978. Yeah, this hasn't even been open yet. It still has the shrink wrap on it. And then something else I wanted to kind of share with you. So I'm trying to break in this new hat. I need to wear it out in dirt and sweat and rain, something. Just something about a new hat. It's like a new pair of boots, trying to break it in. But people have asked me, so is that your dad's hat? No, it's not. Dad was the one who taught me how to shape a hat. You know, we get the little tea kettle out and we put a matchstick right here to make sure you're center, all that stuff. And just to have that curl, you know, it's just kind of a natural thing to get that, you know, for me. But I kind of keep the crown open a little bit. I put a little draw right in here. But this hat is one of mine, and it's shaped pretty similar to the way Dad shaped his, you know, unique style. But I just got a way bigger head than Dad. I got about maybe 3 or 4 inches in height on him, you know, but of course to me, and I'm sure a lot of people out there, you know, he was, you know, I think he was right at 6 feet tall, but in our opinion, he was more like 10 feet tall, right? So, but no, I never did wear Dad's hat. Never have. Well, maybe when I was little, you know, I was able to fit into his hat, but so yeah, just if any, I've had people ask me if that's Dad's hat that I've been wearing, but no, it's not. So the song that I chose to do is off of that Take Me Back Home in Wyoming, and it's Hippies in Calgary. And I may have sang this, I can't remember. I've been trying to find some of the old videos. But yeah, I guess everything in this song is true. It all really happened. See if I can get through it. All right, here we go. Well, a few years back, me and old John worked the Calgary rodeo. We were hanging around town with nothing to do and nowhere else to go. Cowboys are known for the fun-loving ways, pranks, and practical jokes. And I'll never forget the night we impressed a bunch of them Calgary folks. Just down the hall in the old hotel where me and old John stayed, school marms, they'd come up from Dallas to party for a couple of days. Now these old gals wore fancy dresses, they had wigs and beads and all. So we put on the hair and took off our boots and boogied down the hall. Now you could never tell we were cowboys. We were real looking hippies by heck, with long hair, bare feet, and old t-shirts and beads around our necks. Well shoot, we just had to show someone, so we boogied on down to the lounge. There's cowboys and gents in nice old suits and ladies in long evening gowns. We found us a table and pulled up a chair and lit up some bull durham smoke. The smoke filled the air and everyone there thought those hippies was smoking dope. Well, Leonard McCravey and old Rodney Rosin were sitting 2 tables away. So we did what we thought that hippies would do, and we noticed them looking our way. We waved our long hair and rolled back our eyes and sucked on them homemade smokes. Said stuff like cool and yeah man wow, we put on one heck of a show. Now Ronnie and Leonard, they'd been there a while, so they weren't feeling much pain. So I reckon they'd figure they'd having some fun when these 2 hippie freaks walked in. Well, the bar got deathly quiet as old cowboys come our way, and the city folk knew it wouldn't be long till the battle got underway. Ronnie, he come right over to me and he looked me right square in the eye. He said, "Hey there, boys, that stuff you're smoking." I said, "Here, man, give it a try." Well, that didn't make him too happy. And then when I told him to bug out, he blinked and snorted like a mad bramer bull, frothed and foamed at the mouth. And just about then, I looked at old John and his face had turned a beet red. Leonard had grabbed him right by the throat with plans to tear off his head. Ronnie reached out with a huge left hand and he grabbed a hold of my hair. With his right fist cocked, he said, "Now boy, you'd better start saying your prayers." Well, he gave a yank and my wig come off and laid limp there across his hand. A more stupefied look I had never seen on the face of any man. Well, he dropped the thing like a poisonous snake and stared at it there on the floor. Then he looked up at me and saw who I was and laughed and gave out a roar. Well, now this story doesn't have any moral. It was just one mighty good gag. But I sighed with relief Ronnie didn't swing first before he pulled off my wig. True story. Yeah. So, Cowboys ain't easy to love. And Take Me Back Home in Wyoming, 1978. All right. Grandpa Rhodes shirt, brand new hat. Hope to get it dirty soon. Okay. Thanks for watching.